Hello beautiful humans, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tessa Stewart. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, beautiful. So in today's video, I will be doing a makeup tutorial for you guys. So I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using all of the products that I got from the Sephora holiday savings event. So I got a new eyeshadow palette, I got some new concealer, new foundation, some powder, girl. So we're all set to go. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, all right, then just keep on watching. But before we move any further, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you're alerted with all of my future uploads. And let's jump right into the video, girl. So I'm going to start off with my new Hourglass concealer in the color Umber to color correct. So I put that under my eye and around my mouth. I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit, make sure that it's nice and tacky. This is actually the first time I'm working with it. But this is what I always do with all of my concealers. I'm just gonna let it sit for a little, then I'll go ahead and blend it out. All right, let's just blend this out. So far I like the concealer. It's very creamy, blended out very nicely. So now I'm going to go in with my foundation. Today I'll be using the Dior Forever 24-hour wear high perfection skin caring foundation with sunscreen. Bottle looks like this, very cute. I picked this up during the Sephora holiday savings event. So I'm gonna start out with 2 pumps and let's just see how far that takes me. So I'm gonna start around my mouth. Okay. Now I'm remembering my experience with Dior, the smell. Definitely has a fragrance. Heavily fragranced. If you're sensitive to fragrances, you might not like that. But it's kind of delicate. It's not, yeah, actually it's not too bad. It's more light, but it definitely smells like perfume. You know what I mean? So I believe that this foundation is like medium coverage, medium buildable, obviously. So now I'm on my 3rd pump, guys. And that works for me. As you know, if you've been following me or subscribed for a minute, I started getting breakouts last year and now I have 1,001 scars all over my face. So I try to get medium to full coverage foundations right now to like cover it up so I don't have to use so much concealer. And all right, skin is looking even. Ooh, look at all of that, girl. So generally I just go in with 1 layer of foundation, and if it's that deep for me, then I'll just go in with concealer. I never really do 2 layers. On my skin, it looks cakey. Some people can get away with it, girl. I cannot. So far so good. I like it. You can see it's definitely a medium to full because this is 3 pumps. I pretty much got this part of my face with 2 pumps, and then I went in with like almost like a half pump for my forehead, which is cool. I think that my skin, it's semi-luminous. It's not very like the most matte foundation, which is good for me. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer and I am going to highlight. So highlight and contour. And I have a 2nd shade of the Hourglass concealer, and this is Maple. This is also my first time using this as well. And I'm just gonna put that under my eye. Ooh, I like this shade. Put it in my forehead, down my nose, above my lip, and then just a tiny speck on my chin. And then you can, if you want to, just to brighten a little bit around the mouth, just a little bit in the corner. So I'm gonna be going in with my Danessa Myricks contour balm. So this is in the shade Deep 1. Just right along here. Now, if you are my skin tone, Deep 1 is like a subtle bronzing, subtle contour, you know what I mean? Deep 2 is way more dramatic in this. This definitely isn't my first time using this. I know that I like this. I have it in deep 2. I'm just not trying to be super dramatic right now. This is my first time using deep 1. I do have deep 2 already. So, and then right along the, you want to kind of bring it up along your nose. We're going to bring it. Now you see how I have this almost like a, not a crease, but a curvature. I'm going to follow this curvature to bring it up into my brow and just follow it down. And that's how I form my line. So same on this side. Follow this curvature that has a natural shadow already and just follow it all the way down. Okay. Like that. So that's how I do my cream contour. Now that we have that down, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna let it sit for like a minute, like barely, like just like 30 seconds. And then I'll go ahead and I'm going to start blending it out. I like to use this Morphe E8 brush. This thing is so good. It blends out the cream contour very effortlessly. So I just go with small circular motions and blend it out. And you don't wanna move the product around too much. You wanna keep it in the areas that you have it. So don't blend it out too far because you don't want your face to be muddy. This contour is so beautiful. It blends so easily. It's very creamy. It's very smooth feeling on the skin. And then like, obviously my skin is not smooth right now. I have a lot of texture, okay? But this, a lot of cream products, a lot of times accentuate your texture, but I don't think that this does this, especially when you set it. Like, I just like the finish to it. Even when you set it really well, it doesn't move around. It lasts throughout the day, and then once it's set, that's basically it. It is what it is, and it doesn't move around or make you oily either. Then I'll just go in with a smaller brush for the contour around my nose. Okay, so I have blended out all of the contoured sections. Now I'm gonna move on to the concealer. So I'm gonna blend out my concealer using this Sigma F64 brush. And you can obviously use a beauty blender if you prefer that. I do have one here. I generally like to use brushes. So I'll just start blending that out. So I start with my forehead. Okay. So even with me letting this sit for a long time, you still can move it around. So don't be scared about letting it sit and worrying about being able to blend it out if it dries down. It's still movable from what I'm seeing. Blends pretty well. I think I like it. Let's see how long it lasts though. Let's see if it creases or anything on us throughout the day. If you hear beeping and stuff like that, I don't know what they're doing outside, but they're working on something and it's loud, okay? So I can't do anything about that, but I like this shade. It's a nice subtle highlight. It's not too dramatic. If you want a more dramatic highlight, I think the next one is Flax is the next shade, lighter. Now at first I had it in my cart, but then I put it back because I thought it would be too light, but it actually, I probably could get it for a more dramatic look if I want to, so I might pick that up. I like to be versatile with my with my product, especially if I like it. All right, so now I have all of that blended out. It's time for me to set my face. So I am going to be going in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD setting powder, the matte setting powder. So I'm going to go in with number 4 under my eyes, and then I think I'm going to do 5 around the perimeter of my face. So let me just go ahead and set my under eye. Okay, so I set all of the highlighted areas of my face with the number 4 powder from Makeup Forever. Next, I'm gonna go in with number 5, and I am gonna use that to set the rest of my face. Now this one is a little bit more red and deeper, which is fine for me. Okay, so now that I've set my face, I'm gonna go in with my JUVIAS Place bronzer. I think this is in the shade Dark. So I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade just to bronze my face a little bit. Now this stuff is a little red, but I like it. It's heavily pigmented and it just works for me. So just set all of those places that you put the cream contour. This is a little bronzer, or any other place that you want to be just slightly bronzed. So next I'm going to go in with the darker shade from the palette. And then I'm going to go in and put that where I want to look more contoured. And then I just lightly pat that. Then I take it in my hairline and around the perimeter of my face. Next, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna set the contour around my nose. I'm just gonna go in with a smaller brush. This is like a blending brush for eyeshadow, but it works just the same. And I'm gonna go in with the lighter color first from that contour palette. So I just start right where that, like if you hold your head back, you see how you can see that, like the contour right here of my face. That's what you want to follow down with the contour shade, okay? Because that is exactly what you're trying to emphasize. So hold your head back and then just follow her down. So now I'm going to blend that color up into the brow, like in the beginning of the brow. Okay, so we have the nose contour set. That is also going to be the base of our eyeshadow look. So what I'm going to do is take that from the same eyeshadow palette. I'm going to take my contour and I'm just going to run it through the contour of my eye, and that's just going to work to help with transitioning the colors, okay? So I'm just going to go in with that lighter shade from the palette and just follow the contour of my eye. Just follow it around. So in my upper crease area. We're gonna take a break from the base and we'll come back to it later once we're finished with our eyes, just to complete the look. But I am gonna go in with my Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. This is what it looks like in the inside. It's like that. I also got this from the Sephora VIB sale or spring savings event, whatever you wanna call it. But I'm thinking about some type of glam look just because I feel like it. I'm just in that type of mood, okay? And this is very cute. It's very neutral, right up my alley. So I'm gonna start with the crease color, Cocoa. So I'm gonna put that in my upper crease area. We'll just start here and then we'll gradually get darker. So this is a pretty shade. It's blending in very nicely with the contour that I put. So I'm just gonna go other side. You know what? I haven't used a Too Faced palette in so long. Wasn't Too Faced the company that had the chocolates palette? I think that's the last Too Faced product. Like, yeah, I think that's the last Too Faced palette that I have actually used. I haven't purchased a Too Faced palette in a long time. I've been purchasing like their complexion products. Like I've definitely used the Born This Way foundation, the regular, the original, and the matte, but no palettes anytime recently. I think they had the chocolates palette. I could be mistaken, girl. All right, so I'm just gonna place some extra powder right under my eyes just to catch any possible fallout. Let me go ahead and put a little bit of an eyeshadow primer, okay? Just to give it a fair shot. Okay, so I put a little bit of that P. Louise base down in the shade Rumor Zero. And now I'm gonna go back in with that shade Truffle. And I'm just gonna go with that color in the outer corner. I'm going for a more smoky look. I love a smoky eye, girl. Love a smoky eye. It just does it for me. It speaks to me. Makes me feel good. So, let's just put this on both sides. It's pretty pigmented. Blends out pretty well. I don't have any complaints so far about this, about the formulation or anything. There's a little bit of kickback in the pan Kickback doesn't bother me that much unless it's on my face. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna build this up on the outer third of the eye and then work my way in slightly, okay? Because of the angle of my mirror, it's really hard to see if my like shadow is even, you know? All right, so we got that going down. Now we're going to go ahead and place the lid color on. And let's see, what am I in the mood for, girl? What am I in the mood for? You know what? All right, so it's two colors in here that I really like. There's this rose gold color here. Then there's sparkling rum, which is in the middle, which is very pretty as well. And then golden light. So you've got a more rose gold, champagne-y pink color, a more mauve, sparkly red-ish, pinkish color, and then a gold shimmer. I am in the mood. Let's do sparkling rum. I don't generally go towards those shades, so let's try something new, girl. So I'm gonna pack that color on with this little Morphe brush here. Let's see how she performs. Hopefully I like it. Oh, okay. Oh, guys, this is pretty. This is pretty. Like, I hope the camera is showing how, what? I was not expecting this. Girl, this is pretty. Let me just pack it on there for you guys. Ooh, this is nice. This reminds me of one of the shades from Pat McGrath. I can't remember the exact palette off the top of my head, but girl, this is a way less expensive dupe for if you love that color. I am pleasantly surprised. Okay. Maybe I need to do these type of shades more often. So let me go on this other side. Have you guys purchased any new makeup lately? Like any palettes, like eyeshadow palettes or anything like that? Like what are you guys interested in now? Like, I just feel kind of out of the loop. I feel like the whole pandemic, randomly extended lockdown, like kind of like just took me out of rotation when it comes to like makeup. It just changed my focus or whatever. I mainly started just focusing on like traveling and all of that stuff, and like now I'm getting back to, you know, what I love, and it's like doing makeup and stuff. And girl, now I'm on a hunt for like new things to use. It's like it's crazy. So, oh, this is pretty. So I like this so far. I love this so far. I hope my little voice doesn't annoy you, girl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just like blend out the edges. I'm going to take this darker shade, the truffle shade, and I'm going to bring that in a little bit more. I'm going to intensify it and then bring it in towards the middle of my eye a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do that. Girl, I love this. I love this palette so far. Shoot, I had a good feeling about this palette because I kept putting it in my cart, taking it out my cart, putting it back in my cart. Like, I'm actually glad that I pulled the trigger on this. Okay, so I finished with my wing liner. Girl, wing liner is a struggle for me, and I haven't done it in so long, but I'm proud of myself because I was seriously scared. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and wipe away the little bit of extra powder that I put under my eye, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the eye look. So I'm gonna go in with Cocoa first, and I'm just gonna put that under my eye. Let's see how that shows up first, because it might be too light. No, it's coming through. Guys, I'm so happy with this look so far. I was seriously worried. I haven't done hardcore makeup on myself, let's say it like that, in a while. Like, I've been doing like a basic brown smoky eye here and there, girl, but that is about it. Nothing else. Definitely no wing liner. Half the time I don't put liner on, period. The last time I did my makeup, I forgot to put on mascara, girl. That's how out of it I've been. We put that first shade down. Now I'm gonna go in with Truffle and put that closer to the waterline. Now there is fallout, so make sure that you are tapping that extra fallout off before you go in. So I'm gonna go in with my Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Blackout. I love this stuff, I've been using it for years. And I'm just gonna put that as close as possible to my lash line, just to deepen up my eye. And you just smoke it out like a line, even though it's, excuse me, even though it's a cream, the Danessa Myricks Color Fix creams, you can use them just like eyeshadows. They're basically liquid eyeshadows as well. So I know people use them as bases or whatever, but you can use them all over your face. They're very, very versatile, and I just use it for anything. I'm gonna go back in with another pencil brush and that shade from the palette Truffle. All right guys, so far so good. I'm really liking it. Those are the eyes. Let's go ahead and put some mascara on before we move to the rest of the face. Let me get it out of the way because I will forget, girl. Now I'm gonna go in with my Pat McGrath Labs Dark Star Mascara in the shade Extreme Black. So I got this in the Sephora's mascara kit, like favorites, sampler or whatever, I don't know, girl, but I figured let me test this out. And I like the original mascara that she had. I used that thing up, girl. It dried out on me. I like to do a very heavy coating of mascara. I love mascara on my bottom lashes, especially since I can't do eyeliner. All right, so now we have a ridiculous amount of mascara on. There's no other way to do it, honey, in my world, all right? So now we'll move on to the rest of the face. Let me go ahead and pop on some blush. Today I'm gonna be using LoveJoy from Nars.
Next, I'm just gonna finish my brows.
Okay, so next we're gonna start with the lips. I'm gonna go in with a liquid lipstick and I'm gonna line my lips. I'm using Malt by Anastasia Beverly Hills. You can use any brown liner you like. I prefer lipstick. Alright, so next I'm gonna go in with my lip color and I'm gonna be doing a combination. It's going to be the Maybelline Matte Ink Superstay Liquid Lipstick in Driver, as well as the Rimmel Stay Satin Liquid Lipstick in the shade Take a Chill Pill. So I'm just gonna mix those two on my hand and put that right in the middle. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the shade Brave. It's a gloss by Sephora. I did get this as well from the Sephora Holiday Savings event, and I'm just gonna put that right in the middle. All right, so I'm gonna spray my face with my Urban Decay All Nighter, and then a little bit of my Hourglass Veil Spray. All right, guys, this is the finished look. What do you think? I like it. I like it a lot. I'm thoroughly surprised and happy because your girl has not put on eyeshadow, not like an intricate eyeshadow look, in a very long time. I've basically been doing the same two looks over the summer with some foundation, but I'm excited to get back into doing more makeup looks. The world is opening back up. My skin is starting to clear up. I know I have a lot of texture. Thank you guys for bearing with me through this. But let's just go ahead and let's just talk about some of the products that I used. So first, let's talk about the palette, okay? So these are the shades of the palette. I will insert some swatches. I really like this palette. It's very nice. It blends very well. The formula, it's a little on the creamy side, but like the more powdery creamy side, you get what I'm saying? Like it's creamy, but it's still slightly powdery. So you do get a little bit of like kickback in the pan, but it's nothing like major or anything like that. I totally can overlook it, to be honest with you, because it doesn't happen on your face. And even though I put like powder under my eyes, I don't even feel like I needed it. Like I probably could have just went right in with the eyeshadow. Just kick off the extra powder on before you go in on your eye and you'll be fine. So I like this. I like the shades in here. I don't think that the camera is picking up and doing it fully any justice, but it's very versatile. So you have some lighter colors, some darker colors, and you're not just stuck with browns and golds. There are some like pink and mauve tones in the mid section here. So I do like this. I think it's very versatile. I probably will be reaching for this a lot. I love a good neutral palette, girl. So next I'm gonna talk about the concealer, girl. So the concealer, the Hourglass, Maple, and Umber shades. So the Umber shade is like my skin tone pretty much. It's not gonna give much of a highlight, but because it's a little bit more on like the orange redder side, even though I thought it was more golden when I was ordering online, it does cancel out your under eye circles and your darkness very well. So I do like that. I like the lighter shade. It's not a dramatic highlight, but it's subtle enough for me. I'll probably get the shade Flax. It's like the shade right, a little lighter than this one, right? I think that's the next shade. So I will go back to that. So what I will say, so far, it's not creasing yet. I did let it sit for a little while. It's very creamy and it blends out very nicely. It moves pretty easily. So I do like this. And even if you let it sit for a while, you can still blend it out. It's not just gonna be stuck in that one spot. So we will see about how long it wears, and I'll probably update you guys in another video. Next, I will talk to you about the foundation. So my first impression of this foundation, the smell, just because my skin is so sensitive, I'm a little scared of the smell, but it's not overpowering. It does dissipate. Like I can't smell it now. When you're first putting it on, you smell it. It's a light smell. If you're sensitive, it might be a little bit stronger, but not as strong as the Huda Beauty. That is for sure. So the scent, okay, I'm not too worried about the scent. The coverage is good, a solid medium to full coverage. You definitely could probably build it up. I didn't, I just went ahead in with some extra concealer. And when you put it on, it's like a satin matte. It's like a semi-matte finish, like once it starts to dry down, which is great. But if you use a matte powder, this foundation with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD mattifying powder, girl, you will be very, very matte. Like I definitely had to spray a lot of setting spray to bring the luster back to my face. So if you're an oily girl, this with the Makeup Forever powder might be a very good combination for you, girl. Very good combination. Just pat that powder in instead of sweeping it. So I'm gonna see how this wears throughout the day. I'll try to give you an update in a later video if I can't insert anything into this one. So far so good with this. I like the shade. I think the shade is a good match. It's a little more on the red side. I think it's perfect. So I like the shade. The powders worked well. So far, so good. We already know I like the gloss. All right, that was it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you're alerted with all of my future uploads. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.